Do we agree with the pro-XRP lawyer who claims that the courts will be the only source of clarity in the cryptocurrency space for the next 2 years? I was wondering how Ripple rated the bank rescues. Finally, Michael Barr, a former advisor at Ripple, will be in charge of the audit of SVB oversight. If you want to know more, watch to the end. Welcome to our channel where we discuss recent developments in the XRP and cryptocurrency markets. If you are viewing one of our videos for the first time, we would like to extend a warm welcome. If you don't want to miss any of our videos, be sure to enable notifications by clicking the bell. Attorney John E. Deaton has speculated that the United States Supreme Court will hear the SEC's case against Ripple before Congress passes legislation to regulate the cryptocurrency market. In order to get to the Supreme Court, the case would have to make its way through the Circuit Court of Appeal first. The creator of crypto law tweeted their thoughts on the matter earlier today. It was prompted by signs that the SEC wouldn't be slowing down its stepped-up crypto enforcement. Fox Business reporter Elena Terrett quoted from the SEC's proposed budget. It's important to note that the agency makes it clear that it will investigate and take enforcement action against any cryptocurrency company that it finds to be non-compliant. Terrett interprets this to mean that the regulator plans to increase the size of its crypto enforcement unit, which has already doubled in size over the past year. Deaton, referencing Terrett's research, states once again that the next 2 years will yield no clarity in the crypto space. Although he acknowledges that it's not perfect. His argument is that this is the way things are right now. The Supreme Court may decide the Ripple case before Congress acts. We need to take this to court, Deaton wrote on Twitter. Deaton predicted in January that the only clarity the nascent market would get in the next 2 years would come from the highly anticipated ruling in the Ripple case over whether XRP is an unregistered security. The attorney argued this by pointing to Congress's partisanship and the bitter taste the FTX's collapse has left in lawmakers' mouths. The lawyer for thousands of XRP holders in the SEC case against Ripple as a friend of the court said yesterday that the impending ruling by Judge Analisa Torres becomes more significant with each passing day. But he was confident that the federal judge would not consider XRP sales on the secondary market to be unregistered securities. Deaton claims there is no precedent, and Judge Torres is a legal purist. The judge will not follow the SEC's unconstitutional view that an asset is always a contract for investment. The tweets of Deaton. In the 8 decades following Howey, no case has reached such a conclusion. Torres, as a judge, is devoted to the letter of the law. As a result, she will draw the conclusion that such sales are illegal under Section 5. According to previous reports, Deaton considers the fact that Ripple sold XRP as a security from 2013 to 2017 to be the SEC's only viable argument in the case against the blockchain payments company. Judge Torres issued a ruling last week on Doorbit motions that aim to exclude expert testimony. Ripple's general counsel, Stuart Alderoty, said the company's confidence increased with each ruling, so the outcome was seen as a Ripple victory. Deaton speculated that the judge's decision on summary judgment would be made quickly. Let me preface this next section with a quick story about DEX Pool. A market maker is an independent liquidity provider. Essentially, it works in the same way as if someone were to lend their crypto assets to a platform in order to facilitate the decentralization of cryptocurrency trading. Many people consider the fees they earn from trades on the platform to be passive income, and that's what you get in return. Additionally, if you use DEX, short for automatic compounding, is the name of a blockchain asset management protocol that uses optimization methods and data analytics to automatically combine rewards and attain the maximum possible compound interest rate. These protocols typically reinvest one or more of the daily AP earnings of participating LP users. It must be stressed that anybody can inject funds into decentralized exchanges like Uniswap, SushiSwap, etc. through this pool. The payoffs for investments with such a long horizon are substantial. DEX Pool has a welcome special sign-up bonus, which you can get if you use the link provided in the video description. This is so because, first, you get rewards while your cryptocurrencies remain and staking, and second, decentralized platforms based on blockchains coordinate cryptoasset trading on a large scale and among many users and do so entirely through automated algorithms. A maximum of 100 XRP can be gained from this bonus. An additional 10 days of access to cash. We can only make so many of these available to you. To qualify for this bonus, simply make a deposit. Some have even referred to the recent action as a bailout. Joe Biden, the Vice President of the United States, emphasized yesterday that the rescue won't cost taxpayers a dime because it will be covered by the Deposit Insurance Fund. The top brass at Ripple agrees that intervening is the best course of action. Ripple's International Policy Counsel Susan Friedman detailed how Senator Liz Warren is frustrated by a system that intervenes overnight to protect the deposits of billion-dollar crypto companies. Many industries, not just crypto, would have been severely harmed if the government hadn't stepped in to protect them. Not to mention, cryptocurrency is a legitimate business that should have access to traditional financial services in the United States and around the world. Friedman elucidated further. Prior to joining Ripple, he served as a senior advisor to CFTC Chairman Heath Tarbett. To be specific, Stuart Alderoty, the CLO of Ripple, a cryptocurrency exchange, took to Twitter to thank California Congressman Ro Khanna for his efforts to safeguard Silicon Valley Bank customers' deposits. Alderoty expressed appreciation to Khanna for his leadership and mentioned that the bailout would help startups across multiple industries. Ro Khanna, you've got my gratitude for taking the helm to restore the financial security of SVB depositors. Startups in areas such as healthcare, climate change, artificial intelligence AI, financial technology fintech, national security, and even cryptography sometimes cryptography are funded by venture capital VC and are tackling hugely important problems that have been ignored by others. According to Alderoty, the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation FDIC is funded entirely by a tax on banks. He also advocated for a hike in bank premiums to shield payroll and regional bank depositors from potential losses and forestall bank mergers. The lawyer also argued that depositors' interests would be served by closing the loopholes in accountability and regulation. They simply banked their money with the bank, and the bank invested it in government-backed debt. What we're doing here is not risky. Put simply, this is the conservative position. In an interview with Reuters, RippleNet's general manager, Ashish Birla, presented a different viewpoint. In his view, the US government did the right thing by protecting depositors but failing to compensate the bank's shareholders, which pleased Birla immensely. He thinks, however, that the big banks will come out on top during this crisis. Due to the unpredictability of smaller regional banks and for companies with substantial cash on hand, startups will be opening accounts with large US banks en masse in the coming days. Those interested in working to reduce the company's cash on hand should apply quickly, he says. Please get in touch with me if you're a fintech having trouble opening a bank account, the executive tweeted. Possible solutions exist within my sphere of influence. It would appear that the SVB and bank failure have had no effect on the company. Up 0.2% in the last 24 hours, the price of XRP is now 37 cents. Let's get to today's burning question. When Michael Barr, a former Ripple advisor, takes charge of a review of SVB supervision, what kind of results can we expect? If you want to be among the first to know about any new XRP-related developments, make sure to subscribe to our channel and click the bell to receive notifications whenever we post new content. The failure of Silicon Valley Bank will be investigated, and the Federal Reserve Board has announced that Michael Barr, the board's vice chair for supervision, will head the investigation. On Monday, the Fed announced in a press release that it would be releasing the results of this review on May 1. As of 2015, Barr was working as an advisor for Ripple. He is no longer listed as a Ripple advisor, though it is not clear when he left the position. Before this, Barr was instrumental in the Obama administration's Treasury Department as one of the primary architects of the Dodd-Frank Act, which forbade banks from trading customer deposits. In July of 2022, after being nominated by President Joe Biden, he began serving as the Supervision Committee's vice chair. It's a crucial position in the United States monetary oversight system. After Biden called for an investigation into what caused the regional bank to fail, the Fed has taken this latest step. Following a massive influx of $42 billion in withdrawal requests in under 2 days, the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation stepped in over the weekend and took control of the $209 billion bank. Barr said, "We need to have humility and conduct a careful and thorough review of how we supervised and regulated this firm and what we should learn from this experience." This was from the Fed statement. While SVB primary clientele were local tech startups, it is worth noting that the bank also had a number of high-profile clients with deep ties to the cryptocurrency industry. Circle Ripple is one of them, along with Andreessen Horowitz. Previous reports had noted that the stablecoin had lost its dollar peg over the weekend due to concerns over the completeness of Circle's USD coin reserve. Custodian Bank CEO Caitlin Long has responded to Barr's leadership of the review of SVB supervision. Yesterday, the CEO of a custodian bank tweeted several critical statements about Attorney General William Barr for his part in rejecting the bank's request to join the Federal Reserve. As Long pointed out, the Fed had already written off the 100% cash model used by custodial banks as unreliable and unsound. SVB was shut down by regulators after a speech given on Thursday, less than 24 hours earlier. The banks that fall under the supervision of the Federal Reserve, as Barr had claimed, are safe from bank runs. As a result, Long has labeled Barr's most recent statement in yesterday's press release as an admission of error. She and other experts have apparently known for a long time. Again, in light of the recent bank runs, we'd like to be included in discussions with relevant authorities so that we can better understand how to prevent such events in the future. You may remember that last month the head of a cryptocurrency custodian wrote an article criticizing lawmakers and regulators for ignoring the assistance of trustworthy parties in the cryptocurrency industry. She claimed to have informed authorities about fraudulent crypto companies and the growing threat of bank runs. She seemed to imply, however, that authorities either missed or disregarded these red flags. Meanwhile, in the world of cryptography, the fact that the Fed is looking into the federal government only adds more credibility to this story, as has been pointed out. It's worth noting that prior to Friday, when regulators took over SBS, CEO Greg Becker also served as a director of the San Francisco Federal Reserve Board. This video has now concluded. Gents, if you like the video, click the like button. Ensure you subscribe and enable alerts. See you in the next video. Bye.